morning, girls. I'm so glad to see you this morning. It's Miss Kelly, or Miss Business this morning. We've got some business to do this morning. I'm just reading my paper and seeing what the day is going to be about. Let's see. We'll see if anything important is happening. Oh, I have a call. Let me answer my phone. Hello, Miss Business here. What? There's an emergency in the city? Oh no, I've got to run to my telephone booth and make another call. Bear with me, friends. I need to be here to be super for my friends today. I'm so glad that you're joining me for some super stories today. You never know what's going to happen. You have to be prepared for emergencies. You got to be ready for whatever comes your way, and being super certainly helps. Let's read some of our favorite books today. I have quite a few picked out for us. And the first one we are going to read today is called Big Al, and it's by Andrew Clements Yoshi, and it is one of my favorite books. Let's see what Big Al is up to this morning. I have a feeling he's going to be doing some super stuff. Let's find out. In the wide blue sea, there was a very friendly fish named Big Al. You could not find a nicer fish. But Big Al was also very, very scary. Other fish seemed to have at least one friend, and some had many. But Big Al had none. He didn't really blame the other fish. How could he expect the little fish to like him? He was a great big fish with great big eyes and bumpy skin and great big teeth. Big Al was lonely, though, and he cried big, salty tears into the vast ocean. But Big Al really wanted to be friends with others, so he worked hard at it. First, he tried disguising himself in seaweed. He thought it was a great disguise, but no one else did. Who wants to stop and talk to a floating plant with big, sharp teeth? Then he thought that if he puffed himself up real round, the other fish would laugh and see how clever and silly he was. All they saw was how big he was, and they steered clear. Very early one morning, Big Al went down to the bottom, and he flopped and he wiggled himself till he was buried down in the sand, and he looked much smaller. When the other fish came near him, Big Al talked and joked, and they all had a delightful time. But then one scratchy little grain of sand got under his gill, and he sneezed. When the clouds of sand cleared away, all the other fish were gone. Big Al even changed his colors one day so he could look like he belonged to a school of tiny fish. He bubbled with them for a while, laughing and feeling like he was just one of the crowd. But he was so big and clumsy that when the little fish tried to go this way and then that way, he just ran right into them. Poor Big Al. Before he could even say, "Excuse me," they were all gone, and he was all alone again, sadder than ever. Poor Big Al. When Big Al was starting to be sure he would never have a single friend, something happened. He was floating along, sadly watching some of the smaller fish and wishing they could come closer. As he watched, a net dropped down silently from above, and in an instant they were all caught. Oh no, what will they do? Big Al forgot about being lonely. He forgot about being sad. His eyes bulged out bigger and rounder than ever, and with a mighty flip of his tail, he opened his mouth and he charged straight at the net. The net was strong, but Big Al was stronger. He ripped right through it, and all of the little fish rushed out of the hole. But when Big Al tried to turn around and go out the hole, he got all tangled up in the net. He was stuck. The net went higher and higher towards the bright surface of the sea, and as the little fish watched, Big Al disappeared above them. When the little fish were able to get their breath and speak again, they talked about that super wonderful big fish that had saved them all, how great it was to be free, but how they wished that they could help him as well. Just then, there was a tremendous crashing splash above them. The small fish dashed away. Was it the net again? Oh no, not at all. It was Big Al. The fishermen took one look at him and they threw him right back into the ocean. And now there is one huge, puffy, scary, fierce-looking fish that has more friends than anybody else. Big Al. He was a super friend. And there he is with all of his little fish friends. Big Al was scared, but he knew he had to come to the rescue. He knew that he had to be super. We're so glad that Big Al was able to help his friends so that all of them could be free. I have another book. I thought you probably knew that. This is about another super friend of mine. We get together sometimes and do some super stuff. This is my friend, Michael Recycle. And it is written by Ellie Bethel and illustrated by Alexandra Colombo. And they did such a good job. Such a super job. Let's go. Let me get the pages open. There once was a city, just like ours that we're in today, called Aberurimi, where the garbage was left to grow rotten and slimy. It never smelled fresh, the air was all hazy, but the people did nothing. They got rather lazy, not super at all. And then something happened that no one could explain. It wasn't a bird, and it wasn't a plane. What? A green-caped crusader soared through the air with a colander hat on top of his hair. I happen to have a hat just like Michael Recycle that I thought we could put on. Let me get my hat on. He bounced off the earth with a thump and a bump and landed head first in the town garbage dump. He brushed off his suit. He jumped to his feet. He grinned at the townsfolk who he'd come to meet. I'm Michael Recycle and I have a plan, but I need your help, everyone, to be a man. The sky and the river are smelly and brown, and soon 50-foot bugs will take over your town. We wouldn't want that. You've got to recycle. You've got to act soon before all your trash piles up to the moon. Then crushing a can, he gave them a wink and vanished from sight before they could blink. Miss Mooncotch explained to her friend, Mr. Crew, did you happen to hear what the boy said to do? Clean up and recycle. How hard can it be? A green and clean town would be lovely to see. They recycled their paper, their plastic and cans, and even old junk like used pots and pans. They also began to be greener campaign. They grew their own kumquats and saved up their rain. So proud was the town of their green transformation, they threw a great party, a grand celebration. They covered the town in green toilet paper, then rolled it back up to use again later. You may think that's yucky, but these folks don't agree. Whoa, in Aberurimi, recycling is key. When Michael came back to visit the town, he didn't despair, get angry, or frown, for everything looked so clean and brand new. The sky and the river were again a bright blue. Look at our town, it gleams and it glitters. Nothing's been wasted and nobody litters. To Michael Recycle, the Green Cape Crusader, our super green hero, the planet's new savior. But Michael Recycle was nowhere to be found. He'd already moved on to help the next town. So if you should see a green silhouette streaking the skies, please don't get upset. The noises you hear, that clunk and that thunk, it's just our friend Michael recycling old junk. These are things that you can do to help be super in your town. Turn it off. Turn off the TV when you're not watching it. Don't be a drip. Check the faucets in your house to make sure the water's not running. Quick and clean. Take shorter showers unless you're really smelly. No running when brushing. Turn off the faucet when you're brushing your teeth. Whenever you can, walk or ride your bike. Maybe you can get your parents to ride along with you too. Ask your parents to buy rechargeable batteries and energy-efficient light bulbs, and we can all be like Michael Recycle and be superheroes for our town too. In our city, we like to keep it clean, and it's a good thing that I got a call that all of you were ready for a super stories this morning. I'm going to see what our next book is today. Oh, I love this book. This book tells me ways that I can be super because sometimes you might not be able to lift 500 pounds and you might not be able to bend steel at your will, but there are things that you can do to be super just like me. And one of those things that you can do is to be kind. What does it mean to be kind? This book is by Rana Diorio and illustrated by Stephanie George. Let's see what ideas they have for us. What does it mean to be kind? Does it mean being a type or a category? No, it doesn't. Does it mean for paying for something other than with money? No. She's trying to give her a butterfly. No, that's not what it means. Does it mean being sort of something? No, you don't have to be exactly the same, right? Being kind means smiling at the new students in class, giving someone a compliment, holding the door open for someone is pretty super too. Sticking up for someone who's being bullied is always a superhero thing to do. Seeing the best in people even when they're struggling to be their best. Sometimes we're not so super, and that's okay too. Forgiving somebody who has hurt you or done you wrong is a super thing to do. Helping an injured or lost animal. Being patient, even when you're in a hurry in our busy city, is also very super kind and something we should do. Saying please, thank you, you're welcome, and I'm sorry are words that superheroes use all the time. We celebrate differences in each other because we're all super no matter what we are or who we are. And encouraging someone who might need some support. Picking up trash that isn't yours, just like Michael Recycle, is a super way to keep our city clean and our earth healthy. Allowing yourself to learn from your mistakes is very important. Noticing when someone is sad and taking the time to understand why. Also, being super means caring for others that are less fortunate than you are. Being kind means having the courage to treat others the way you want to be treated. So show your friends what it means to be kind and spread the word. If we can all be kind to each other and ourselves, our world will be more loving, more caring, and more harmonious, and certainly more super. I enjoyed that book. I hope you did too. I hope that all of you will always be kind to all of our creatures in the earth, whether it's our littlest creatures in the earth, our tiny little bugs, whether we find a friend who's struggling and needs some help, be a superhero, give them a chance, let them be on their way, do no harm. That is the super thing to do. If we find a bird that needs help finding its nest, I'm your superhero. If we see a friend who's feeling very sad, I'm your girl. I'm going to be there to be super all the time that I can. And speaking of superheroes, we have lots of superheroes that are helping us out every single day. So I want to say thank you to some of those superheroes. Some of our superheroes that we see every day don't have the ability to fly over tall buildings. They don't have the ability to fly in an invisible plane, but they do things like fight fires. And other superheroes like the nurses and doctors keep us healthy and keep us growing. We want to thank all of those superheroes and all of everybody else because we all have superheroes in our life. Maybe it's your mommy, maybe it's your daddy, maybe it's your grandmother. It could be somebody in your own house that is doing super things for you every day. And don't forget to be kind to them as well. Let's see what our next book is. Our next book is about another friend who has to be a hero. Let's check it out. This book is called A Big Guy Took My Ball by Mo Willems. Mo Willems is one of my favorite authors. Let's see what happened. Oh, there's Piggy. Oh no, a big guy took my ball. Gerald! He's very upset. I found a big ball and it was so much fun. And then a big guy came and he took my ball. I am so upset. He has a little broken heart. You see his little broken heart right here. His friend's trying to help him feel better. That is not good, said Gerald. That is not right, and I stand for what's right. Big guys get to have all the fun. What about the little guys? What makes those big guys think they're so big? Their size? Maybe. Well, I am big too. I will get your big ball from that big guy and be your hero. My hero. Here I go, walking away. Let's see how big this big guy really is. Yikes, that's pretty big. Oh, look, Gerald's backing away. He did not expect him to be that big. Did you get my ball back? That is a big guy. You did not say how big he was. He is very big. He's bigger than I am. Much bigger. I am smaller than he is. Much smaller. He is so biggy, big. Gerald, you did not get my ball back, did you? I did not. Nope, not at all. Excuse me. Thank you for finding my little ball. That's your ball? And you think it's little? Well, I am big. Yes, he is. So big that no one will play with me. That is very sad and not super at all. Little guys have all the fun. Big guy, would you like to play whale ball with us? What is whale ball? We don't know. We haven't made it up yet. But with a little help, we can all have big fun. And there they are, including their big friend. I love that book. They didn't know what to do. Piggy needed Gerald to be his superhero and come to the rescue, and it turns out that they had to help an even bigger friend who was feeling very sad and very lonely. And so they were very good friends for him as well. And that is super, super. I have one more book for you that I can't wait to share with you, because this book tells us another super thing to do. Today is all about the super, super, super. So let's find out how you can mend a heart, by Sarah Gillingham. Let's see. Oh dear, to mend a heart, and it looks like our friend really needs some help. You need gentle hands, right? We don't need to have our Hulk hands on all the time. We don't need to smash and crash and bash. We need to use our gentle hands. The right tools is something else we need to help mend a heart. Lots of patches. To mend a heart, go one stitch at a time. It's gentle work. Some hearts need a little bit more thread than others. And others need the whole spool. If there's a snag, remember to look for the helping hands. All around you, you can find the helpers. Remember when we read that story about our friend Mr. Rogers? That's what his mom told him to do. Always look for the helpers. You might mend a heart more than one time, because hearts get broken pretty easily. Maybe even twice. So trim up the loose threads. Try something new. And don't ever give up. Because the more patches and the more seams there are on your heart, the bigger and stronger your heart can be. I love that book. That tells us that we always need to maybe not use our super hands, but to use our super soft side to care about others. Whether we are taking care of the little birds in the trees, whether we are helping at home by cleaning our rooms and helping our family do the family chores, that's also really, really super. So there are things that I would like you to do this weekend while you're home that are absolutely a super thing to do. I want you to wave at your mailman and say hi. I want you to pick up your dirty clothes and put them in the laundry for your moms and dads. That's really super too. And I want you to remember that when you're feeling really, really, really angry, I want you to take some super big breaths and breathe them out. So we don't get ready to do anything that is something that is not so super. You wouldn't want to smash down the buildings. You wouldn't want to crash through the windows. No, no, no. We want to be helpful, right? We want to be caring, and we want to also be a hero to our earth as well. So don't forget that what I would like for all of you to do is give some air hugs, some air high fives, say something kind to someone who looks like they really need it. Hold the door, say thank you, please, and may I have another. Those are super words to use. And come back and read stories with me again next time, because I can't wait to see all of you, my super friends. So before I get ready to fly away today, I just want to say from the city of North Glen to all of you, big hugs, lots of kisses, and my heart is there for you too. And if you ever need a super friend, just give me a call and I will be there. I've got to fly off because there are other people that I need to help today as well. So until next time, my friends, stay super. Up, and away. Goodbye.